Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast. Today's episode is episode number 81, and we're going to take a look at the Styx album, The Grand Illusion, because on July 7th, the 40th anniversary of its release rolls around. But before we get to that, Dennis doesn't have anything to say. He said he's not going to speak a word the whole show. No, he really didn't say that. But Bill has something. He has a concert review and talks about some vinyl he picked up over the weekend.
Yeah, we could ask Kelly.
Before that, this is the 4th of July weekend that we're recording this. So even though that by the time this rolls around, it'll be like July 12th, we're all celebrating.
Yeah. Well, no, two of us have.
Thanks, Waterboy.
Alcohol. We got Waterboy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be totally quiet, but anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead, Bill.
All right, so I did a little vinyl shopping yesterday. So there was a vinyl show in Indianapolis today, and I was going to go to that. But every time there's a show, I usually end up in a vinyl shop before and end up spending less money in the vinyl shop. So, I mean, in the someplace where there's antique mall or something like that, which has happened the last 3 times. So I didn't go to the show today. But yesterday, man, it was like I hit the mother load. So I did not buy any soundtracks, for the record.
No endless
love. We both jumped on that.
I had the Saturday Night Fever, by the way, in my hand. I almost bought it because that would be cool, but it was very, very messed up. Cover was great, but the vinyl was looked like a cheese grater had been over.
Oh, don't buy that. Don't even. So no matter what it is, never buy shit like that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Okay, so I got I picked up an album called Heart of Rock that's got a bunch of 70s and very early 80s rock songs on it. It's really, really cool. It's a K-Tel record. So for those of you that are in the 40s and 50s, you'll remember K-Tel, which was like the best thing ever. So I picked it up. Yeah, I love that, man. It was awesome. I picked up Steve Winwood, Roll With It, which is an incredible album. I listened to that yesterday. I picked up Asia, which is the actual first album, which was really good. We listened to that today. The Cars, Candy-O. Rat Out of the Cellar, which was a great find. And then I found 2 things that I just like flipped when I saw them. One was Accept Balls to the Wall, which I've never seen on vinyl, which I was like, now the cover is not very good shape. It's not a very good, but the vinyl is great. Looks in great, in great shape. But
I love that album.
The cover is not in good shape. But the best thing I found was this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's Blackjack, and it's called Worlds Apart. And for those of you that are Kiss fans, you'll know that Blackjack was a very early album or a very early band that our friend Bruce Kulick played in.
Yeah.
And
not only was Bruce Kulick in it, but Bruce Kulick was in it.
Yeah, Bruce.
I'll have another drink.
Right. I'm not the only one having a beer today, so it's actually he's awesome.
But the other cool thing about it too is Michael Bolton's also in that band. And I expected it. I'd never heard it before, but when I saw it, I picked it up. I'm like, oh my gosh! And Lisa's like, what's the deal? And I said, check, look at this. And she goes, well, I don't get it. She totally didn't understand.
Right.
When I explained it to her and I flipped it over and showed it to her, she was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I listened to it today. Go ahead.
No, that Blackjack album, the video that they have out for Blackjack with Michael Bolton and Bruce Kulick, is that off that album?
I don't know. What's the song?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm asking you.
I don't know. It didn't come with a video. It came with an album.
No, I'm just saying though, there is a video with Michael Bolton in Blackjack with Bruce Kulick. I don't think they had a gajillion albums, so it had to be.
No, I think they only had like 2 or 3.
Yeah, so I'm just curious if that was off that album.
So. No, but it's definitely got a lot of keyboards in it, and it's definitely a lot of synth stuff or keyboard stuff.
For that
but it was
time.
70. It was totally 70s stuff. It was really good. It was really good though.
Awesome.
And it's kind of interesting because the guitar work is really good, but Michael Bolton doesn't sound like Michael Bolton that you heard in the 80s.
Well, of course.
It was a very different sound. It was a deeper.
He totally
pretty interesting.
Totally switched lanes.
Totally switched down. I mean, totally.
Well,
like
he was trying to be a rock star back then. I mean,
and
he had the leather and the hair and all that shit. He was trying to be a rock star. Yeah.
So anyway, it's cool. I like the album. And I got a little retweet today from retweet today. Man, I tell you, I have had like nothing. I swear to God. And that was kind of cool too. So
who was the retweet?
From Bruce Kulick.
Really?
Yeah. So I actually copied and sent it to you, but you were too drunk to see it with your beer goggles.
No, I actually I did. So
anyway, so did that. That was yesterday. Got 7 albums for like $35. That was a great deal.
That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah. So a couple of them are really, really cheap. So, and then Thursday night, Lisa and I went with my buddy Rob and his girlfriend Kelly to see Train up at Indy at Klipsch, and that kind of came about because Live Nation always does this thing in May called Summer to Rock or something like that, and for like 3 days you can buy lawn tickets for almost every show for $20. And they only have a certain amount of them, and when they're gone, then they're done. Because I tried to buy others, and they were already sold out, so they only have a block of them. And when that came up, Train was on there, and Lisa doesn't go to very many shows, and I was like, would you like to go see them? She's like, yeah, I don't know. Him Hold Around was the last day. I'm like, do you want to go? She said, yeah, let's just do it. So I bought 4 tickets. I sold 2 of them to Rob and Kelly, and then went and eat, and then we were sitting there, and they got a seat upgrade, so we upgraded. Lisa and I went ahead and upgraded, and we got on like row Z in the lower pavilion, which is not like, A. It didn't start at A because there's a pit. Right. So I don't know what it starts at, F or D or F or something like that. Anyway, man, oh man, oh man. If your wives or if you like them at all, I was very impressed. I know they're a pop band, but the band was really good. They were very tight. They sounded really, really good. And I was really impressed. The show was pretty cool. They did a little medley thing where they talked about new music, and they played like some Ed Sheeran, and they played some other bands, and they played a little bit of this and a little bit of that. They did a song, the encore they did a song with the lead singer from OAR, who was one of the opening bands, and they did I can't think of the name. It's Paul Simon. If you'd be my bodyguard,
right?
You can call me.
Okay, I didn't know what this. I don't remember the name. But they did that song as a duet, which was really cool. And because OAR has a horn section, so they brought the horn section out for that as well. It was really, really cool.
But it worked out really good.
Yeah, it worked out really well. And then the first song for the encore was Under Pressure.
Wow.
And they showed pictures of Freddie Mercury and stuff up there. Man, it was great. And people were hollering and screaming, and it was great.
Well,
I mean, 3 days later, I'm telling you, I'd go tomorrow because it was really, really good.
Unfortunately, after seeing your post, Kelly looked at me and she's like, "One son of a bitch, I would have loved to see Train." she was severely jealous. We actually had really Train that went to they were opener at one of our Toyota concerts here about 3 years ago, and unfortunately, I had to play that night, so I didn't even go to our own concert, and she didn't go because I didn't go. But Train was there, and she's, I've never lived that down yet. And Train is one of those people that she would like to see. I told Keller, I said, like, they're not like U2 or Elton John. I mean, they're not going to be that hard to find. We just got to find out where they're going to be, and then I'll take you to go see them. But there again, everybody that I've ever heard that's went and seen Train has said the same thing you said.
Totally.
The dude's got just a phenomenal voice, and the band
is very unique too. It's cool.
Right.
It's cool.
And the band itself is a really good band. Plus, like you say, they play other songs. They pull in, because their repertoire is not, huge. They still pull in other songs and do other cover shit that,
Well, the thing I liked about it, they did, I don't know how many songs they did, I didn't count, but there wasn't a lot of Stage Banter and Dead Time, and they
Right.
played a lot of songs. And
That's
then,
good though. That's awesome.
you know, they did a little guitar solo, and he goes, "How about a guitar solo?" And Lisa looked at me and she goes, "You got to pee."
I got to poop. I'm going to be back here in a second.
But it was a very short guitar solo, and it was fine. It wasn't that big a deal. But
No, he's got talent. That whole band's
it
got
was really
talent.
it was a really good show. Definitely worth it. So yeah, I know this is people may give me crap for it, but I don't care. It was worth every money.
Like I said, Kelly was very jealous for your.
That was show number 4 this summer.
That's awesome. No, Kelly was very jealous. She was like, "Oh, damn it, Bill gets to see all the good stuff."
Yeah, somebody actually, I posted my picture of my of our seats, and a friend of mine posted, "I want to be Bill Algie. He gets all the good stuff. He gets to go do all."
Those were actually not bad seats for an upgrade seat. What would it cost you for an upgrade?
$20. So literally,
basically $40 for that seat.
$40 for a seat that was probably
that was nothing.
Probably $85. I think it was what they were going for.
Which reminds me, you owe me $100 and something a ticket for a bench seat coming up.
Oh, that's right. All right, you need me to PayPal that to you,
dude? It's not even. It'll be next month, so don't worry about it. I'll get with you.
You just gotta let me know. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for me for the review. So I'm
putting me in the butt. I love the food.
So we got to do an update, right? So we got to do an update.
Yeah,
So I got on Thursday when the tickets went on sale after bitching last week. So I got on and I got the same seats in the same. Was it the same row?
No, you were actually. I think what you told me was a section over, a little bit up. So they didn't sell. They had a block of seats that were set for that damn show. But there again, you never got anything lower section. Did you try it for lower section at all?
I just put first available.
But you did it right as the time was.
9 o'clock. I was on it.
There is no chance to get a lower seat. That's bullshit. I mean, it's just bullshit. We're gonna keep talking about this, but you know what? I'm gonna be there
tonight. You said no rants.
Okay. I'm gonna be there. We're gonna be there, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna probably have a really nice dinner.
Maybe they'll let us upgrade our seats.
Wouldn't it be nice? Yeah, some dude outside going, "Hey man, $500, I'll get you
upgrade your seat, dude." No, just coming to the venue. I don't have a ticket.
You know what though? We're gonna go and we're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I wish Al could go. But anyway, it's this way it is. So
Al doesn't like this anymore.
But anyway.
All right, let's go.
What
are we talking about tonight? So what are we talking about tonight? Oh, and also real quick, I was gonna have a list, and god damn it, he put that up this week, and I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, check out the Rockin' Pod Expo in Nashville. It's going to be the 26th. Yeah, August 26th.
Man, that's coming up pretty quick.
It is.
And I did put a thing on our page showing what it is. There is a GoFundMe site. Go into there if you want to get early. And this is only going to last for a little bit longer as far as early access. You get an hour early to get good vinyl. You get a free T-shirt and early entry. And if you want to spend a couple, like $20 extra, you can be on this silly show and pick a topic and be one of the co-hosts. So if you'd like to do that, please try it. But other than that, I hope everybody shows up, or some people do show up, because I like to put some faces with some names that we've picked up. Some voices that we've picked up, and people that have chatted with us and sent us messages. Come down and say hey with us, and it's gonna be a good time.
Yep, should be fun.
Anyway, so
rock and roll, buddy.
Rock and roll. All right, let's get the main topic here going. July 7th marks the 40th anniversary of the release of Styx's breakout album, I guess they call it. Or not the breakout album. What was the term that they used? It launched the band to stardom, spawning the hit singles Come Sail Away and Fooling Yourself.
40 years? There's no way.
40 years. I know.
Yeah,
that's not that old.
That is crazy. Wow.
But it was recorded in 1977 at the Paragon Recording Studios in Chicago, Illinois. It clocks in at 38 minutes and 59 seconds. Was released on the A&M label, and it was produced by the band themselves. There were two singles. Come Sail Away was released in 1977, And Fooling Yourself, The Angry Young Man was released in 1978.
Okay.
Some other little neat trivia about this. Sold over 3 million copies in the U.S. It was lyrically and thematically, many of the songs have a quasi-medieval fantasy feel while serving as allegories and commentaries on contemporary American life.
Wow, that's too many big words, dude.
I gotta have a sip of beer here.
You shouldn't have had all of that beer today.
Wow.
Anyway, it also kind of relates, some of the writing relates to the experiences of the band members as members of American rock bands. So the band starts out with The Grand Illusion, which was written by Dennis DeYoung. It clocks in at 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Had Dennis DeYoung on lead vocals. The first guitar solo was done by Tommy Shaw, and the second guitar solo was done by James Young. And in the spirit of how Bill feels about an album, I thought this was a really strong opener for this album.
Right.
Yes.
And what I like about this song is, welcome to the Grand Illusion. Come on in, let's see what's happening. If you've ever seen them do this live, they make this song a little bit longer, so I like that they've taken a great song and made it even better.
Right.
Totally agree. I totally agree. I mean, it's the beginning of this. It's just big, and it's just like, it's just huge, and says, here we go. And it's a story. And that's the thing about Styx that, I kind of like. That's the thing I like about them. Most of their albums have been thematic.
Right.
To some degree, most all of them, especially after this album. But yeah, great song. Great opener. I didn't realize they didn't release that as a single though. Cause I know the words to that song like no problem. So,
right.
I would have sworn they released that as a single, but apparently not. So,
well, how many times have you seen Styx live?
3.
How many times did they open the show with that song?
1. Because when I saw the Paradise Theater tour, they opened with the beginning.
They opened
yeah,
AD,
they opened,
that
1928 thing. Yeah,
and Rockin' in Paradise.
Yeah, and they did Rockin' in Paradise is how they started. It was very thematic. I mean,
right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's a different show. Sorry, because that was a cool. There's a lot of stuff about that show I could talk about that I remember. We'll get there later. Yeah. Okay.
Dennis?
Well, and before we get into this album, I'm just going to say something real quick.
No, we already got into the album. You're too late.
Well, but this will be. I saw, I've seen Styx now probably 4 times, and I did see them probably 4 years ago, and I've talked about this before, where they done Pieces of 8 and Grand Illusion in their entireties.
That was a few years ago, yeah.
And that was down at the center. Which it was the same thing I talked about with the Paul Stanley show a while back, where it showed they had a video screen and you see this kid waking up in the morning. He gets up out of bed and he pulls his LP out and he, blows up, puts it on there and you hear this, and all of a sudden, they're doing Pieces of 8, and then they did the same with the Grand Illusion. That's a fantastic, and I'm one of the people that love to hear an album front to back. And play live, and this was one of the ones that they've done. So, starting with that, Grand Illusion. I mean, like Bill said, this shit's got to catch you at the very beginning. This is a grandiose. I mean, how big can you get? I mean, it was just like boom. Here's the Grand Illusion. Ta-da! But it's a great start to an album. You can't get any better. Anyway, there you go.
All right, track number 2 is Fooling Yourself, The Angry Young Man was written by Tommy Shaw, lead vocals by Tommy Shaw, and it clocks in at 5 minutes and 29 seconds. And it's a great song.
Yeah, the thing I thought you were going to say something else.
No, I don't understand why it took them so long to release this as their second single, because the album came out in July. So Come Sail Away was released right away, and then they waited at least 6 months to get the second song out.
They rode that baby.
I guess.
They rode that as long and as far as they possibly could.
Right.
So the thing I've always liked about Styx is it's not one-dimensional. And the songs that the different band members do really fits perfect with their voice, and it really adds to the album. Sometimes people, I think some bands do that, and it doesn't really add to the album. It's just somebody else, but it really, again, since a lot of Styx stuff is thematic.
You're saying that nobody in Styx says, if I don't get my song on this album, I'm quitting the band.
I don't think that happens. I think at some point something happened because Dennis DeYoung's not in it anymore, and there's other issues. But I think that had to do with touring and some different things. So, which I can tell you, I saw Dennis DeYoung a couple of years ago solo, and
he's got a great voice.
If you get a chance to see him, he sounds just like he does on the record, and it sounds phenomenal. So
he had a light situation. He didn't like lights.
Whatever that's about. But Fooling Yourself, I think it was a great song. It's there's some of those songs that come on the radio, and you when you first hear them, you just kind of go, yes. Right. And that's another one of those songs for me that just, I like that song a lot.
Well, Tommy and Dennis DeYoung, both in their own right, are such great songwriters.
Oh, absolutely. Right. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Well, there again, like I said, you get, just like Alan said, you got a band with multiple people who can lead the band as far as vocals at that time. Neither one of them was, the lesser of the two. Either one of them could carry the band itself. That song there, and it's more the complex. It wasn't just a 3-chord song. Back then, Styx was one of those bands like Kansas and Boston and other bands that didn't come on and do a 3-chord 3-minute song. You got a little bit more, and there again, Fooling Yourself, Angry Young Men. You go to that concert, there's not one person there that's not singing along with this song.
Right.
Everybody knows that song. It is, and it's a wonderful song. It's great. Like I said, this album here, it wasn't not hard for me to listen to it again and again. I listened to it an hour before that we did the show, just for the fact of I just want to make sure a couple of things here. But there again, we've heard this song a million times. And I won't
never
turn
gets
it
old.
off. Yeah,
never
it's
gets
not
old.
gonna. It's a fucking yank it, crank it.
The song never gets old, but I'm gonna yank it anyway.
No. I'm gonna yank it and crank it up. That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
No, it's a good song. Anyway.
All right, track number 3 on side 1, if you have the vinyl, is Superstars, and that was written by James Young, Dennis DeYoung, and Tommy Shaw all together. Clocks in at 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Lead vocal and lead guitarist Tommy Shaw, and the soliloquy, fancy word for that talking part, was done by Dennis DeYoung. Of all the songs on this album, Superstars is probably my favorite song.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my favorite song. I really think that Fooling Yourself is probably my favorite song on the album, but this album for me was one of those kind of songs. There is a song on here that I really don't care for much.
I bet we all three have the same one.
But it just falls right in, and it just feels the flow. I think that's how albums, right, that end up becoming just monsters, right? That become the album for a band. Is the flow. Right. Does it flow that it keeps people engaged and listening, and I'll listen to it again, and I'll listen to it and not hit the skip button. Right. That's, I think, what keeps people, and that may be very simplistic, and everybody's out there listening is going to go, yeah, dumbass, it's been that way forever. but there are albums that are huge, and they don't have that flow, I think, but they get a couple of singles that become gigantic, but maybe it's more rare than I think. But it fits right in, and definitely, definitely a great song. Yeah, for sure.
Well, and the thing is unlike a lot of bands, Styx always had kind of a concept. I mean, every album that they
thematic.
Yep. Where every song, like you said, does fit together, and as you progress through the album, you almost can't skip it because it has something to do with the previous song or something afterwards. So there again, Superstars, you think about that title, you don't think about what it is, but then once you start listening, it's like, oh yeah, I know that song. it's just like not one of those ones that you just kind of. I don't think it's going to be one if you just said about, hey, do you like that song "Superstars" by Styx? People are like, oh, what song are you talking about?
Yeah.
But if they hear it,
What you talking
they're
about?
gonna say, oh yeah, I know that song. That's a great song.
Yeah.
It's just not one of those ones that just jump out. Is it the best song on the album? No, but it's a great song. So there again.
Well, you're talking about it being thematic. I would be interested in seeing if a band is coming together and they're going to do a concept album.
Right.
Does Dennis come with these demos and James comes with these demos and Tommy comes with these? Do they put them together and then kind of rework some of it so that it fits together? Or it would be interesting to see how they make that work together.
Yeah, so how do they, because that wasn't, this was the beginning of that, right? And everything that followed that for a long time was somewhat that way. I mean,
I'm trying to think. You got, I'm trying to get my glasses on here.
I mean, the next couple of albums were definitely
Pieces of Eight was 78, so that would have been before. Grand Illusion was they had Crystal Ball earlier than that, and Equinox, Man of Miracles, Serpent and Rising. So basically, yeah, Grand Illusion was their first kind of big hit. Crystal Ball, of course, had Crystal Ball and Mademoiselle, and that was about the only two songs of that. But like I said, this was their big breakout album. But then again, started that 77. Kansas was in their same position, where they were making these kind of concept type albums and everything. But it'd be interesting to get one of these guys on here and say, hey, what happened? When you started doing these, did you guys say, here's our concept? What what can you bring to the table?
Hey, Tommy, you want to come on the show?
Oh, please!
That'd be awesome.
I would love to have any of these guys on the show.
It would be
because
awesome
I would like to know. I would like to know the concept of how you came up with that, because you did. Like I said, you had multiple people who could sing, and you had multiple people who could write songs. So how do you, did you get an idea for this album, and then you went through? Okay, here's the concept, and kind of a direction. Now,
yeah, interesting.
It would be interesting to find out.
Yeah. And James DeYoung wrote a ton of this stuff too. It was just very interesting.
And the thing is everybody in their own right was not only a good musician and a songwriter, was as far as their music shit. I mean, being a musician, I said that earlier, but I mean, they are great musicians. Okay, Alan, you just laugh at me. That was a beer talking at that point. I said it wrong. But anyway, being good songwriters, they're all, great musicians also on top of that. That's what I meant. So there you go.
All right. Final track on side one, Come Sail Away, written by Dennis DeYoung. Lead vocals, synthesizer solo by DeYoung. The ARP Odyssey, which I believe is an analog keyboard, was played by James DeYoung, and lead guitar was done with Tommy Shaw. And that song clocks in at 6 minutes and 7 seconds.
And nobody cares.
And nobody cares.
Nobody cares. It is a staple, and
nobody cares.
For me, Come Sail Away is probably Dennis DeYoung's second best song ever written.
It's a good song.
His song "Lady" to me is one of the greatest songs ever written, in my opinion. And that falls closely behind the song "Layla" by Derek and the Dominoes.
But commercial appeal, "Come Sail Away" has been used probably more than any song that they have ever
of theirs.
Styx has ever used. I mean, as far as South Park, Cartman,
a commercial.
I mean, it used. I mean,
the South Park Cartman thing is classic.
It's great. I know. Every time I hear "Come Sail Away," I think of Cartman singing it.
That is excellent marketing right there.
It is. I mean, it's just
they got paid well, I'm sure.
No, I'm sure they do.
Now somebody's going to put that link on our page.
They continue.
It should be one of us.
I will link it on there tonight because it's.
No, don't link it until we put the episode out, because people will be like, "What?
Yeah, what is that about?"
Well, that'd be like our coming up.
There you go. There you go.
Be a teaser. There you go.
Wait till. So now that you've heard about our teaser, you've already seen it. So shut up, Alan.
So now that's why we did that. We don't. Yeah. We're like going, why was this on here? Well, now you know. So
yeah, for me, I think exactly what you said. When you said it was 6 minutes long, and I said nobody cares. It's one of those songs that it doesn't even feel like it's 6 minutes.
Is it actually that long? I mean, honestly, I'm not being facetious or anything.
No,
I don't think it's really long.
Yeah.
I remember it being really long.
Seriously. See, I don't see. And the thing was, radio at that point said, you know what, we don't care, we're going to play it. That son bitch was on the radio. Was there a radio edit version of that?
No, not.
No, I don't think so. I think they played the original only.
Seriously, okay.
Yeah.
But there again, radio said, you know what, we don't care, we're just going to play it. Because that song was on the radio. Good Lord. I mean, AM radio. I mean, even when I was a kid, I mean, that song was on all the time.
I can't imagine the prom themes in 1978. 7. What year was it? 78?
Sail away with
77.
us.
77? Oh, my gosh. I mean, holy mackerel. Be awesome.
Anyway.
Great stuff, though. This is going to be one of those albums that we're gonna get through this with a whole lot of yeses.
The thing is, it's just absolutely. And like I said, seeing it played in its entirety was just a thrill for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like the whole time going yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway. So okay.
All right, Miss America.
All right, Miss America, track 1, side 2, clocking in at 5 minutes and 2 seconds, was written, sang, and guitar solo played by James Young. James J.Y. Young. If you've ever actually paid attention to the lyrics of this song, that is one of the most well-written James Young songs there is. The story in that is just perfect about, beauty queens, and not necessarily just beauty queens, but that was a great subject of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
You're the flavor of the month now, but next month, who cares?
Right.
Somebody's going to take your place. Kind of like New Kid in Town by the Eagles.
Right.
Those could be comparable songs. Maybe now, Glenn Fry's family will sue JY for stealing his concept. And yes, I know I'm full of shit
long for that
stretching.
Yeah, it was either that or it was a relationship he was in with somebody that he just went, it all kind of goes together. Yeah, I'm just going to go thumbs up. It's the vocals in this song too. He just starts screaming at some point. It's cool. Not scream. He doesn't just start screaming, but
we know what you're getting at.
Yeah, because when he starts singing Miss America, it's just a scream, and it's cool.
One thing I was going to point out is on most every Styx album that has James Young, it only has 1 or 2 James Young songs.
Yeah,
He doesn't contribute a lot of his own stuff solely to an album, but what he does is usually really good.
Yeah.
Right. At least
I wonder. I wonder if any of the newer stuff that they've had out, if he contributes more now. Does he contribute more now?
I think he probably contributes more now that Dennis isn't there. So I don't know.
Well, I'm glad I'm not there anymore. So
we're glad you're not there either.
They're glad you're not there too.
We're glad I got my check.
We're glad
I still ain't got my check.
Hope you get your royalties.
Yeah, no shit. I ain't got my check. Okay, so my turn. Miss America actually is one of my favorite songs off this album. I mean, I know Fooling Yourself and Come Sail Away are great tunes that we listen to. But if I listen to this album today, Miss America is probably my favorite song. And there again, it's the angst of, when he's singing that, like you said, it's not a nice song. It's not
not
at
all.
Not. He's being like, it's not you, Miss America. I'm saying it's an angst. It's a hateful song, but I like it. I really do. It's one of those ones, like I said, after the fact that you get over the Fooling Yourself and the Come Sail Aways and the great songs that you always think about. This is my favorite song on the album. So there you go.
Well, and the interesting thing too. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Alan.
you go ahead.
The interesting thing too is, along with the angst, is the very tight harmonies right behind it.
Oh yeah, it's just like, it's Styx. It is Styx. That's what cool. They do.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
And it is. And then, like I said, he writes some stuff that's a little bit different. But there again, unlike you don't have to have Tommy or you don't have to have Dennis singing these songs. JD comes in, from the background
Or JY.
and brings this, or J. I'm sorry, JY brings in these songs. I'm like going, holy shit. What did I say?
JD.
JD. That's my beer talking. But anyway, hey, I told you this is holiday weekend, right? We're all having
we're on
beer.
holiday.
Anyway,
On holiday.
on holiday.
Holiday.
No, the last thing I wanted to say about Miss America, for me personally, I like the live version off of Caught in the Act much better than the studio version.
To be honest, Styx is a better live band than they are an album band. And like I said, I've seen them in the last probably 10 years 3 or 4 times, and every time I see them, they get better. And I unfortunately never got to see them with Dennis DeYoung, but still. I saw
them Father's Day of '97 when they came to Evansville for that reunion.
Okay.
I saw them. That was a pretty fantastic show. And then after that, they did their breakup or kick out or whatever instigated getting rid of Dennis DeYoung, which cracks me up because he's really the only original member of Styx.
But that's true because the founding guys were the brothers that were the drummer and the bass player, right?
Player,
the Panazzo
brothers, and Dennis DeYoung.
Which the drummer Chuck passed away, and then now Chuck's got AIDS, but he comes back. Every time I've seen him, he's come out and played 2-3 songs at the very end of the show, or something like that. Which I think that's really cool that he keeps continually coming back on that. But there again, it's one of those things where they've continued on. They've got members that sound very good, and they are a tight unit. I mean, it's just when you go see that show, you're not going to be disappointed. I don't care when you go see them. I mean, it's just they can play whatever album, whatever in its entirety, or just play hits. They're good. So, anyway,
were you gonna say something else, Bill?
Yeah, I've seen them with Dennis DeYoung twice. I saw Mr. Roboto, and I saw.
You seen that?
Yeah, I saw Mr. Roboto, and I saw.
Think about that.
Paradise Theater, and
I'm sure Paradise Theater was so much better. I mean,
but it was. Well, but you knew. I mean, you kind of knew going in it was going to be a theater. I mean, it was
Pierce Theater should have been really good.
It was, and it was very. Right. And Mr. Roboto was. It was what it was. What it was. But I've seen them because it wasn't horrible, but it was just kind of odd. It was odd. We'll go with
there was people that in the band that didn't like it, so that's what got Tommy Shaw, kind of disenchanted the band, what have you.
But I've seen them with the new guy that's the keyboard player and lead singer, and it's hard when Dennis DeYoung is just that's the voice, and it's just really difficult. And the part about that is he's not the only voice in that band. But when I see Styx, I want to see Dennis DeYoung, even though he's not the only voice in that band, because some of the Renegade and some of those great big songs were not Dennis DeYoung songs, right?
Right.
So
that new guy does a really good job.
He does a good job, but he does a good job. But
and the thing is, he's got a lot of shoes. I mean, he's filling a huge pair of shoes. Even though I'm sure
that's the same with all of those guys.
I mean, that's tough. It'd be like the guy who, say like I had to replace Paul Stanley. You're up there trying your heart, trying to do something, and everybody's gonna say, "Well, you're not fucking." Paul.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying in my opinion, I think they're still a good unit. It's just I really miss Dennis DeYoung being in that band.
Do too. But
if they want to make a whole lot of money sometime,
for God's sake, dude. When those tickets come out, you don't even ask me what they cost. I'm gonna go. We'll be there going.
There's a couple of those bands. That if they ever decide to reunite, it's just we're just gonna go. You're just gonna.
It's like Bill. You're gonna have to mortgage your house, but we're gonna go. I'm with you, dude.
All right, let's get this train back on the tracks.
Yeah. All right, man.
It's not too far off.
It's not too far off, but still. Man in the Wilderness clocks in at 5 minutes and 51 seconds. It was written by Tommy Shaw, lead vocals and guitar solo, performed by Tommy Shaw. And we're at the point in the album where I'm starting to lose interest. This is still
I
a
gotta take
good.
a poop.
This is still a good song.
Yeah.
But if I was going to start skipping, this is where I would start skipping.
I'm gonna take a poop and listen to it from the other room. Yeah, I'm good. But yeah, no,
You got
it's
Spotify on your phone. You can poop and listen.
This
to it
America.
at the same
I'm
time.
all rocked out. Now I'm kind of going. All right. I mean, you got to have some kind of. You just can't keep the album going that long. I mean, there again, they kept it going for what, 1, 2, 3, 4,
22
5
minutes.
Yeah, they're
one of them is 6 minutes long. So think about
exactly.
that.
So there you
Well,
go.
Man in the Wilderness is almost 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's not a bad. There, like I said, there's not a bad song on this album. It's just one of those ones where, like I said, it is. We can kind of clock out for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not a bad song. I just it's just not one of my favorites on the album. And it's kind of interesting because we've had that discussion before. I'm trying to pull the album set list back up. We've had that discussion before about track 1 is track 1 for a reason typically, and track 9 or 10 or 11 is usually track 9, 10, or 11 because it's 9, 10, or 11 because there's like, okay, who else has got something?
Wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't the worst.
Right.
There
so
again,
it wasn't the worst. If it's to me, it's still not the worst song on the album.
But there again, Men in the Wilderness is coming in on what, track 2 of side 2
Right.
on an album. So there again, you got Miss America bringing in a track 2 or in the side 2. So then you're already on the second side of that second song. It's like, so
yeah, it gets a little bit, not my favorite song, but it's okay, but not my favorite.
Bad, no,
and not my least favorite.
No.
It's gonna get real quiet here.
Come on, Alan, bring it in.
Speaking of the least favorite song,
soon it's gonna get very quiet.
Castle Walls was written by Dennis DeYoung, lead vocal by Dennis DeYoung, lead guitar by James Young. Clocks in at 5 minutes and 59 seconds. This is my least favorite song on the album.
Yeah. There again, side 2 would have been one of those ones I go Miss America, skip, end to the end, and we'd be done. It's just.
I just didn't.
Or do Miss America and eject.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind the grand finale because it's actually a tie-in to the end.
It's just a reprise, basically.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not a.
This is a side 1 album and a really hard hitter on the very beginning, and then it just falls apart. So.
Yeah, not my. Definitely. This is definitely. How many songs are on there? 8. This would definitely be my 8th favorite song.
I'm not a big one.
The last one.
I'm not
either. Not a big fan. So yeah.
But it's not there again. It's not awful. But there again, you put it up against.
I really struggled listening to that song.
But the problem is you put it up against "Come Sail Away" and for fooling yourself. I mean, it's apples to oranges at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's hard.
It just felt disjointed to me and stuff like that. I just didn't get it. I didn't
put side 2 of like Milli Vanilli on. Now you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
What are you doing? Stop!
Oh my
it,
gosh, the train just derailed.
No, but what I'm saying is those songs there are not near what they could be. They could be that. You know what I'm saying? It's not awful. It's just not.
It's not good. Just call it what it is. You got to call an ugly baby ugly, man. It's just an ugly baby.
Okay, it's an ugly baby.
All right.
I'm trying to be nice for a change.
Wrapping this album up, obviously, is the grand finale, and that was written by DeYoung, Shaw, and Young. This is the shortest, probably the shortest Styx song there is. It clocks in at 1:57. Lead vocals by Dennis DeYoung, guitar fills by Shaw, and melodic guitar lead by Young. And, pretty much after Miss America, I can eject this. But
I'm the same
pretty much, since I like the live version of Miss America better, I can eject this after Come Sail Away is over.
There you go.
There again, that side 1 of this album is unbeatable. I mean, it
Tommy,
is really
we still
good.
want you to come on the show because we want to talk about how you put this album together.
Dude, I have no hate against anybody.
Yeah, definitely no hate.
Absolutely not.
No.
Hey, the last time I saw Styx, they were touring with Don Felder and Foreigner. And when Don Felder came out and did Hotel California, or when he closed the show with Hotel California, Tommy came out and played guitar and sang with him. That was
awesome.
kind of cool. They kind of switched vocals or
Yeah.
swap vocals back and forth. That was really cool.
Well, they're out on the road with REO right now, right? Isn't REO and Styx?
They've been on the road with REO several times.
Yeah, that's getting old.
Yeah. Actually, they've been on tour together for so long, it's retarded. I mean, it's like...
It's
they were
REO
with
Styx
Def Leppard.
wagon.
I saw them with Def Leppard. So it was Def Leppard, Styx, and...
Shut up, Bill. You missed my joke.
I'm sorry.
REO Styx wagon. I didn't say it was a good joke.
Okay, well, I didn't act like it was a good joke, did I?
I know. I could tell.
Give you the eyebrow raise and kind of a nod and like whatever.
Shut up.
But you know what, though? Anyway,
It's all right.
the whole point, and if you want to get to it, as far as these people to continue to go out and play the sheds and do these tours, you know, being openers for these other bands and everything, the REOs, the Styx, the Foreigners, you know what? God love you and thank you for doing that. I mean, and like I said,
we may give old people something to go see,
and we may give you shit about a certain song or a certain album or whatever. But you know what? We mean no hate to anybody. We'd love to have any of you on our show to talk about these albums.
Hey,
you
quit
know,
banging your desk. Your camera's bouncing up and down like crazy.
like
I hope
this.
that's what he's doing.
But the whole point is like I said, we, you know, the people of our age
Appreciate it.
we appreciate it so much because, like I said, summer comes up. We want to see shows, and God love you. You know, like I said, REO, Styx, Foreigner, all you guys keep going out on these tours, and we're gonna keep buying tickets and keep going because you know what, we love it. So keep on.
Sweet.
You know,
Cool.
I have one final thing to mention about the album.
it's about Heat Hall.
I didn't. Man, that come out of left field.
I haven't mentioned
Put your
Heat
beer
Hall.
can down. All right. The album cover I always thought was a really strange album cover, and I didn't realize until I did a little bit of background on this album. But the album cover is an homage to a 1965 Rene Magritte painting called LeBlanc Sing, Seing. So, you know, get on the Google and it's ReneMagritte and look up LE space BLANC space SEING.
Oh my God.
Check out that painting.
Somebody told me I need to get off the Google. I've been on the Google too long.
Get on the Google and check that
That
out.
was your go-go.
That's way too many,
not
that's
the
way too many
Google.
spaces and fucking shit. Tell you what, put that on our website and you can like, you know,
There you go. Whenever we
link.
post the
Do a link.
post the
Now
show,
they say
we'll
when
post
we
that.
post the show, we're going to do all of that, which means I'm the one that's going to have to do it, and I'm probably going to forget.
Well, that
I'll
makes
remind you.
we'd
I'll
fire
remind you.
We can't do it. So
All right. Well, you guys got anything else to
All right.
say?
Anyway,
No.
it is actually 4th of July weekend. So, and when we're recording this, so you guys have a good 4th of July. My birthday is actually the day after. So,
And you'll be
Ta-da.
older than
the
shit.
day after we're recording the
be
show,
52.
the day after we're what day? The 5th.
No, tomorrow, the 5th of July. It's my birthday. Bitches. I expect the card and like a little bit of green in my card. And I'm not talking about
Right, you
grass
get some
or
green.
anything. What the hell you sniffing grass for? What's up with
It's not rock.
All right.
Going to California.
All right.
On that
Anyway.
note, we are out of here. Check us out on agesofrock.com. Stitcher Radio. We haven't mentioned that one in a while.
Ear
Ear Peeler, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all that good stuff. Till next time, peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.